Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. This is going to be a reading on the announcement of Princess Kate, or Princess Catherine of Wales, being diagnosed with cancer. As a background, she was last seen like December, January in public. She went in for some abdominal, I can always stumble over that word. She went in for some surgery in her abdomen, and she's been recovering since, and her recovery has taken a while, and people were concerned about it. And then some family pictures were presented. They had been modified, and just a lot of speculation concerning Catherine, ranging from people thinking she had cancer, to people thinking she had bulimia, to William was being physically violent with her. Maybe she was trying to take her own life. The rumors were going crazy. So, and Kensington Palace was not doing themselves any favors with the lack of information and transparency. Well, with this announcement, Princess Catherine went on today to basically announce that she had cancer. She was explaining that after her surgery, while she was recovering, I'm assuming that's when she found out she had cancer, and she had to complete her recovery from her surgery before she could go through chemotherapy. Plus, they needed to figure out a way to tell their children that mom had cancer, but she was going to be okay. So I think that's probably why they were being secretive about it. I've done a couple of readings on my Tarot of the Seven Seas channel with regards to that. If you want to check that out, go over to Tarot Seven Seas. There'll be readings on it. My initial reading on this was basically that her surgery for her abdomen seemed to be an elective surgery, but it was to get ahead of something. I don't believe I saw cancer in any of my readings with that. My last reading, though, you could see that her energy was really low. She was under a lot of stress and was wondering if she wanted to sort of continue carrying on with where her life was taking her. In some ways, it was reminding me a little bit of Princess Diana, and a lot of stress with being one of the faces of the monarchy. This could be, and again, having cancer and having that information could be very depressing and can lead you down to that emotional low. And I might have been picking up on that. But let's go ahead and take a look at it now. We've had the announcement that Catherine has announced that she has cancer and that she is seeking chemotherapy treatment. What's the energy around Princess Catherine right now? Entertainment purposes only. Okay. First card out is the Two of Pentacles. Pentacles are about wealth and health. In this case, since this is a reading about health, we're going to read it as a health reading. You're watching your health decline and trying to juggle all the things that you need to do in order to stay healthy. And there's a bunch of turmoil that's around you. Honestly, this poor woman needs a break. She needs a break from the firm, as I guess they refer to the royalty as the firm. She needs a break. She needs a holiday as badly as anybody needs a holiday. And it's even possible that the cancer could be manifested by her need to have a break. That's, from a spiritual sense, that makes sense. If you're not into the woo, you might just be like, dude, really? Are you serious? Regardless, she needs a break. She needs a break big time. And I think this announcement will give it to her because it informs the public enough to say, oh, I can check these boxes. Now I understand why the Kensington Palace didn't say anything, why she's been out of the limelight, why she's lost so much weight. Doesn't really explain the doctored photos. That was just, I think, just a mistake. But I think she will now get the privacy that she needs. People are very sympathetic towards her. They like her. They want her to recover. Just like Diana, the British public seems to really like Kate. The truth is out. Everything's been revealed here. I don't think there's really anything else going on. Let's put to bed the speculation about, William being an abusive alcoholic or suicide or bulimia or anything along those lines. That doesn't mean that those things aren't going on, but let's just focus on the main issue here, which is the cancer. Okay. Underneath it all is the Page of Pentacles. It's messaging about health. I honestly believe they're being very straightforward. This might be the most honest, straightforward response that Kensington Palace has put out in a long time. Again, that doesn't mean that all these other things aren't happening or didn't happen. But what's the primary thing that's going on right now is her health, and that's been revealed and communicated to folks. In the past, we had the Queen of Swords. A couple of things with this card. Queen of Swords is a very direct, no-nonsense card. When she had the surgery, she chose to have that surgery. That was like, again, the previous reading first reading I did on this was kind of an elective surgery. She did the surgery to get ahead of a problem that was going to progress. I don't believe she thought she had cancer. She might have been told that there's a possibility of it, but it probably wasn't the probability of the issue. But once they did the surgery, they found the issue. And so now you have to make a decision. Are you going to treat this with chemotherapy? Now, life gave her a series of harsh decisions that needed to be made. And she's had to make those harsh decisions. The Queen of Swords can also be just the public relations department at Kensington Palace as to what they are and are not going to reveal. And it doesn't matter what the public wants. It doesn't matter what the public thinks. We will tell you this information when we tell you, and not 1 second before. Get over yourselves. Current situation, Page of Wands. Again, messaging. We've talked about messaging health, and now we're talking about messaging with passions and actions. It would not surprise me if Princess Catherine and family even potentially went away to some place where they could have some peace and quiet and time to recuperate. I suppose you could just be under house arrest in Kensington Palace. That would be one thing. But if there isn't a vacation spot where they can get some serenity, this is just going to detail the journey she's about to undergo. And that she's not going to be in the public eye for a while as she recovers. And I think people will be very understanding of that. It's also messaging people's passions. I think people will be understanding. I truly do believe that the public will be very understanding of this. You can imagine the nightmare, though, for herself. Going through this. Oh, my God. I went through this process to have this surgery. Everything was supposed to be out fine. I was supposed to be on my feet in a few weeks. This recovery has taken forever, and now I find out I have cancer. So not only am I recovering from the surgery, which has been taking a long time, but now I have to go through chemotherapy treatment on top of all that. How do I tell the kids? How do I tell the kids? Is my health going to be long enough for me to see my kids grow up? Just the usual stresses. The lesson to be learned, working with a team of doctors, again with the Kensington Palace public relations arm, the family, letting everybody know what's going on, but keeping everything secret. Keeping her health issues secret and in the dark. And it's unfortunate. I mean, it's one of those things where you get it once it's been explained, but nature abhors a vacuum. So if you leave a vacuum, then people are going to speculate. But at the same time, if they had said, no, she went in for elective surgery, there's a small chance there could be cancer, tests will be done. When we get the results, if they had said, when we get the results of those tests, we will update you with that. Now, would that have filled the void? probably better than how they did it. They did say that they would update the public if there were any major health announcements. I guess this counts as the major health announcement. This also would sort of confirm that the BBC being put on alert last week for a major announcement from Kensington Palace. I think also the lesson to be learned is Princess Catherine might have talked with them to say, let's just be upfront with this. Let's put this to bed. You know, all the speculation was probably as stressful on her as anything else. Sometimes it's okay to be a little bit more transparent. People are extremely forgiving. Outcome is the Lover's card. Yeah. The messaging has finally come out. There is going to be an outpouring of messaging in sympathy for people. And I think that's a good thing. Let people show their humanity. Let people show their concerns for Princess Catherine and her health. And maybe even the paparazzi might just... this would be one of those things where if the paparazzi were chasing her around and trying to photograph her, that you might get a very rigorous public backlash towards them. That wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing. Okay. What's next for Princess Catherine? Let's see what we've got next for her. Page of Swords. New territory. New ideas. Young people, young messaging about new treatments. Now, it's possible that there's new treatments for the cancer that she's got. Again, a young woman dealing with this. If nothing else, this is uncharted territory for her at the very minimum. Really uncharted territory because she's been given information that doesn't make her happy. Tests, more tests. Here's some more tests for you. She probably feels like she's a pincushion. She's probably had so many blood draws that she literally feels like she's been attacked by a porcupine. And again, about her health. What's next for her? It's starting to do her progression of her treatments on her health. And chemotherapy is not a walk in the park for anybody who's been through it. It's miserable. And she's about to go through that misery. In the past, Ace of Pentacles, this is the reveal of the big health crisis that she's got going on. And this is part of the messaging with it. It would be really interesting if she kept a blog about something outside of Kensington. If she just gave double the birds, read between the lines, to Kensington Palace, and actually that would never happen, right? But if she had a blog where she just discussed how she was feeling that day, the treatments, the symptoms, stuff like that, it would really humanize her beyond anything else. And if you're given daily or weekly or bi-weekly or whatever, however many updates, it could bring a lot of awareness to cancer and cancer treatments, which would help other cancer patients and get a national discussion going on about the treatment of cancer. A lot of good could come out of this if good things were allowed to come out of this. As she goes on through her treatment, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, starting going through the cancer, the chemotherapy treatments. How many treatments will it take? Will the first round do it? Does she need to go through multiple rounds of it? That's what's to be determined on it. I hope she can get herself into a good mental state. Obviously, the better mental state you're in, the better probability you have of successful treatments on that. And again, even from a spiritual point of view, the ability to manifest positive results. Overarching energy is the Seven of Cups. illusion, delusion, or integrity. In this case with the Cancer, you're going to take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. What seems like a really bad situation could be turned into something amazingly good. And it just depends on the communication, the experience, so on and so forth. Again, some manifestation. I'd be surprised if the Magician card doesn't pop up here. Okay, lesson to be learned. Her health might have been a little bit of decline before this, but people's health can also decline, and that health decline can cause all sorts of topsy-turvy issues in people's life. But it's also about compromise and finding a balance. Right now, I would say her life is probably out of balance, and in order to get her life back into balance, she's had a major health event. How do you find that balance in your life? And that's going to factor right back to this integrity card of how do you balance the good and the bad, and the bad and the good. And the quicker she can find that balance, the quicker she gets off the Wheel of Fortune. There he is. This is ultimately, this is going to be about her and her ability to manifest. Does she want to be better? If she wants to be better, she can manifest that. If she is not happy in her situation, she can't find that balance, then she might manifest something worse, or the treatment may not be successful. And I think I see the Tower card as the next one underneath here. This is an opportunity for her to communicate it. Things could go very bad if she falls into a depression or negativity. She could turn that into a Tower type moment and really have things come crashing down around her. I'm not willing to put her in that category right now. That's kind of what's next for her. Let's what's her current mental state? Her current mental or emotional state? I can't imagine it's fantastic, but I just want to get a peek to where is she right now. And that's not to judge or anything along those lines. It could take, some people can adapt quickly. Some people take a longer time. Some people never adapt to that situation. So let's just see, where is she mentally, emotionally, spiritually with this diagnosis and her current health issue. Do a little 4-carder on that one. The Lover's card. Okay. To me, this is actually a great card. Acceptance. About the only thing that would be better may be temperance. Lover's card. This could bring family closer together. This is going to bring, the energy of people in England together. We have such a divisive society right now. You could even make the argument that her illness is just the panacea that Great Britain needs to come together when things are so divisive. Humans are great at that. They're great at being divisive, and they're great at coming together when tragedy strikes. This could be a very unifying thing for the country. Manifestation. Health care. Fighting the good fight. Truth. What great cards. I think she's actually in a really good spot. A very good mental spot. Just looking at these cards alone, she's in a very good mental spot. This certainly would lead to an argument to begin the funding process again for the British medical system. Getting the doctors paid, getting the nurses paid, getting the junior doctors, especially the junior doctors paid, and getting the money back in the healthcare system, because everybody benefits from that. Right now, they're getting pennies on the dollar, or pennies on the pound, and the British people deserve so much more than this. It is very possible that Kate manifested this. That's not victim blaming. I'm just saying it's possible that she manifested this, and it's also equally possible that she manifests her way right on out of it. But by getting sick, you call attention to something that's going on with the medical health industry over there that way beyond anything else. It's one thing if she was advocating for more money, but now that she's fallen ill, you can manifest something like that. If she goes to bat for any charitable causes, especially with trying to help with the socialized medicine that's in England, or the government paid medicine, this is going to go a long way to helping that out. A lot of truth, a lot of exposure here. There is a ton of good that can come out of this tragic situation. A ton of good. I hope that she can, and again with that magician card there, I really hope she can manifest and really drive home that that good. Oh, let's do one last one. Spiritual lesson. I think we just hit the spiritual lesson for this. But what's the spiritual lesson for Kate from this this cancerous event? I wouldn't even say, if I didn't throw any more, I would say that last spread is also the spiritual message for her. It's her power to bring people together, her power to manifest something really good out of something really bad, and to take that bad situation and turn it around and use it to your advantage to make positive change with it. Let's see what we got. Yep, bringing people together, and then you've got the hell snakes there. Yeah, this is bringing people together on both sides of the fence and the government. This is again, as humans are incredible at divisiveness, they're also great about coming together when tragedy strikes. Page of Swords. It's a new path. It was a new idea, a new way of doing things in order to bring people together. Justice. Is it fair? Well, who decides? We can't always decide what fair is or how you bring people together, but it's a fair and balanced way to bring people together, because in this case it shouldn't matter your side of the political fence that you're on. You're talking about a person who I think is generally beloved, and it doesn't seem fair that a generally beloved person should go through something like this. But that's what can bring both sides together on something like this. Yes, and it's about health and taking care of your health, and that the wealthy should be taking care of the less wealthy, the marginalized people. Don't keep all the money up top. It's got to flow. There's got to be generosity and charity all the way through. You can't always plan things out. You can't always see into the future with this. But when the opportunity strikes, if you've already begun the planning, then you can take advantage of that. Ultimately, again, I think what this is to bring people together. This is to take a divided country and bring them closer together, because there might be some other challenges. It could be economic challenges. It could be challenges with young people. It could be challenges with the court systems, or what's fair and not fair, that the British people are going to need to be united to address. And this is a way to bring people together and lower the temperature. And I think she's going to learn the power that she can manifest by positively addressing this health issue. All right, that's the end of the reading. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.